Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown, Dunkirk, and Westfield, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. So glad you could join us. Hey, good morning throughout the area, and good afternoon wherever you are streaming live throughout the world, and good afternoon to my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Those of you who are watching us on Spectrum 1301, you can watch us again later on in the day at 2 and 8 every day throughout the rest of the week. Hey, we've got a show in store for you. It's got action, it's got horses, it's got cowboys, it's got all food, it's got all kinds of things. So please, please, please stick around. And if you can't watch the whole show right now, check it out later, as I said, at 2 and 8. Or you can go to YouTube and watch it forever, over and over again. But we got a really fun show in store for you today. Okay, the weather has been interesting. Depends on what day of the week it is. I guess the first half of today is going to be okay, so get outside and do whatever you got to do, because I guess we're supposed to get some sprinkles later on today. Last couple of days have been pretty nice. Not too bad. I'm not sure if it's good for the gardens or not. Things are looking a little yellow to me rather than green. Anyways, it's what we are stuck with. I want to say hi to the folks over in Mayville. Last night me and the Growlers, we played at the Big Inlet, had a good time. The reason why I mention this is many of the venues in the area are having live music, and if you have a itch to get out and dance or sing or just enjoy some good live music, there's music all over Chautauqua County right now. I've mentioned this in the past, but for whatever reason, our county is just blessed with great music. And you can find whatever genre you like in music somewhere throughout the area. I mean, last night when I looked out in the crowd, I saw some friends that play Celtic music, they play country music, whatever. There's jazz in the area, country, bluegrass, whatever. You can find the music. And a lot of times you go on various websites, or you go to just look up the newspaper. A lot of the towns and villages are having like Thursday night concerts in the park. Good stuff. Go to your farmers markets, Jamestown and Westfield, Mayville throughout the week. Saturdays for Westfield and Jamestown, and a lot of times they have entertainment or music of some sort. Sometimes they have clowns, jugglers, things like that. So it's a good thing. Mentioning farmers markets, if you haven't been to the one in Westfield or Jamestown, I highlight them special because I've been to them over the years. Fresh produce. It doesn't get any better. I mean, the fruits and vegetables, things are coming in right now. You got baked goods, arts and crafts, and all that sort of thing that's going on here in the county all the time. It's good stuff, and it's fresh, so check it out. And just the weather's great right now. Also want to give a shout out to the folks in Cherry Creek. The Growlers and I will be at the Trillium this Thursday night from 6 to 9. So if you are looking for live music on a Thursday night, come on out to the Trillium. We'll see you there. Okay, I have a few things I want to share with you, but before I do that, this is a live call-in show, and if you do have an announcement, something you want to ask my guest, or you have an anniversary, a birthday, somebody special, whatever, give us a call at 716-753-5225. And throughout the week, if you have an announcement for your club or organization and you want us to talk about the following week, chautauquasunrise@gmail.com, okay? Or you can leave a message here at the studio at that number. So don't hesitate. We love to have your news and share it with the rest of the world. Okay, I got some announcements to share with you, and then we're going to get right to our guests because we got a lot to talk about and lots of great pictures, so I don't want to eat up too much of their time. All right, let's start right out with Jamestown. It's coming up. It seems hard to believe. August is just down the road. The Jamestown Community Chamber of Commerce is proud to host the return of the Jamestown Cruise-In. That's kind of a theme this year, is the return of. Everybody, as we know, with the pandemic last year, we're shut down, but things are waking up again and we're returning. Friday, August 6th, okay, the Jamestown Cruise-In, working in partnership with Der Cobblers Automobile Association, the Chamber of Commerce will host this fun annual event from 5 to 10 p.m. along 3rd Street between Washington and Spring Streets. And there's a photo for those of you that are on TV right now, and those that aren't. We're looking right down 3rd Street, and there's just all kinds of vehicles and people. Regional collectors of classic cars, hot rods, and special vehicles will display their cars and trucks. The evening will also feature live music, and the Babe Ruth World Series Committee will sell hamburgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products. Downtown businesses are encouraged to offer extended hours and specials for that evening. So it's a great time to showcase your business. Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce President Dan Heitzenrader says the following: "We are proud to be working again with Der Cobblers to offer this great event. We know the community missed it last year, and it's good to see a return to events like this in the city. All car collectors are invited to show off their vehicles, from antique autos to souped-up classics to high-end contemporary cars." Jamestown Cruise-In is proudly sponsored by Alstrom Schaefer Electric and M&T Bank. Linny Carlson, director of the Jamestown Public Market, is helping the Chamber of Commerce to put on this event this year. Additional details will be announced as the event gets closer. Cars can be pre-registered online through the Chamber calendar events at Chautauqua Chamber, all one word, .org. And you can register on that day when you get there. All vehicle registrations are only $10. Advanced registration is strongly encouraged. All cars must enter the cruise-in at the corner of 3rd and Spring Streets with check-in beginning at 4 p.m. 3rd Street will be closed starting at 3 p.m. for setup. All are invited to stroll through downtown and enjoy this free, fun, and family event. So a nice thing to do on August 6th, and there's a lot of things going on. All right, here's another one. This is from Jamestown, but this is not an event that's necessarily going to go cruising to, but this is of public interest. The City of Jamestown announces dates today for public input sessions on the city's American Rescue Plan Recovery Funds Master Plan. Whew, let me say that again. American Rescue Plan Recovery Funds Master Plan. The city encouraged the public to join in and make their thoughts heard on the plan and to give feedback and new ideas for what projects could be funded with recovery funds. In partnership with the city, the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation will be helping to facilitate the public input sessions. They're going to be held on Tuesday, July 27th at 7 p.m. at the Chautauqua Center at 107 Institute Street. Thursday, July 29th at 7 p.m. at the Emmanuel Baptist Church at 53 23rd Street. Just a 23rd Street? Maybe it's 532 3rd Street. I don't think there's a 23rd Street. I'm going to call it the Emmanuel Baptist Church. Anyways, at July 29th. This is written weird. The city of Jamestown is in line to receive more than $28 million in federal funding, half of which was received May 21, and the second half scheduled to be delivered in 2022. The funds are intended for a number of purposes, including to replace lost public sector revenue, support economic stabilization for households and businesses, and address systemic public health and economic challenges. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Okay, let's move on. This is an interesting one. The Cornell Cooperative Extension of Chautauqua County's 4-H youth development programs called Unfair is underway this week. Youth and their animals have moved into the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds and will show, it started yesterday through Friday the 23rd. The youth are closed to the public. The youth shows are closed to the public. However, the shows in the main arena can be viewed on the Chautauqua County 4-H Facebook page, which is, let's see, yeah. So you go to Facebook and you look up Chautauqua County 4-H. Thanks to the wireless internet donated by DFT Communications. So if you missed the actual event, you can go to their Facebook page. In the early phases of planning, when it became evident the community would not be able to attend in person, staff and volunteers brainstormed as to how they could share the show with the community online. DFT graciously stepped in and installed wireless service to the Warren K. Brown Arena at the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds. Kate Ewer, 4-H educator with the Cooperative Extension, noted that unfortunately we don't have the resources to open the 4-H U show to the public except for the meat animals sale on Saturday. Thanks to DFT, the community can be a part of the livestock shows in the arena. Let's see. And we're thankful for their support. Martha Schmidt, Business Development Director with DFT Communications, said, DFT remains committed to supporting our community and especially our children. I hope that the people will support this great group of kids by viewing all their successes on Facebook during the week. The 57th annual 4-H Meat Animal Sale will be the only portion of the program open to in-person public participation and will be held today, Saturday, July 24th at noon. An estimated 55 hogs, 8 goats, 29 pairs of chickens, 14 lambs, and 13 steers will be sold by the live auction to the highest bidder. The sale will be live streamed, of course, at Chautauqua County 4-H as well, but all bidding will take place in person. Well, that's pretty cool. So they found a way to get around the fact that they couldn't have their regular program, and they're going to do it online. Okay, Chamber Corner. Get early bird pricing for the Chamber Golf Tournament through July 29th. Okay, I see it. Once again this year, the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce will present its annual golf tournament at Peak and Peak Resort and Climber. The event will begin with a shotgun start at 11 a.m. on August 19th. Space is limited to golfers and can register online with early bird pricing through July 29th at chamberrsvp.org. Chautauqua Lake Dental, Chautauqua Patrons Insurance, hang on a minute, A Automotive, AES/Empire Solar, Bush Industries, Patrons Insurance, Community Bank, Dahlstrom, Rollform, there's a lot of them, DFT Communications, Express Employment Professionals, Graph Realty, Jamestown Container, Jamestown Kitchen and Bed, Jamestown Mattress Company, Kester Associates, Lakeshore Savings Bank, Lawley Insurance, Nestle, Purina Pet Care, The Observer, The Post Journal, and Schultz Auto Group are all sponsors of this event. Also, please keep in mind that Silver Creek yard sale signs should start going up on July 26th. The Hanover Community Chamber of Commerce will once again hold its annual Silver Creek sales event a week from today on Saturday, July 31. This is a big deal. There's a lot of people that do this and lots of great things you can go out there and get. Or things you can get that you don't need, whichever. The sales are a fundraiser for the Hanover Community Chamber, assisting them with their year-round events, including scholarships for graduating high school seniors from the Silver Creek and Forestville school districts. Residents may sign up to participate for $10 per sale. Registration is now open at the Silver Creek Optical or online at the Chamber's calendar at, again, chautauquachamber.org. Okay, all registrations must be in by this Monday, July 26th, in order to be included on the map. Okay, and finally, here in the general area, just down the road over in Westfield, the Vintage Book and Paper Show returns. All right, the 2021 Vintage Book and Paper Show will be held in Westfield on August 7th. This is a theme going on here. After being canceled in 2020 due to the pandemic, the annual Vintage Book and Paper Show will be held the whole weekend of August 7th, and the event will take place from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Easton Hall over at 23 Elm Street on Saturday, August 7th. Oh, it's just on that Saturday. Presented by the Chautauqua County Historical Society and organized by the trustees. And show chairman Bob Johnson says the book and paper show will feature over 20 different dealers who will be on hand selling vintage and rare books, historic maps, old photographs, postcards, posters, sports memorabilia, comic books, and a whole lot more. There will also be local and regional history items for sale. All are invited to come and take advantage of what can turn into quite the treasure hunt for historical, artistic, and cultural items of interest. Books are once again a key component of the event, with various dealers selling rare books, hard-to-find classic first editions along with modern first editions, children's books, and various types of history books, including local and regional history. In addition to local books, there will also be local photographs, postcards, and other items. A complete list of the dealers will be made available prior to the event at the Book and Paper Show page at the Historical Society website, which is real simple, McClurgmuseum.org. McClurg Museum, all one word, .org. Hey, admission's only $5, all proceeds being used to benefit the Chautauqua County Historical Society and its programs. Door prizes will be given out to all who pay to attend. Easton Hall is located across the street from the McClurg Museum, home of the County Historical Society. There are also antique businesses in the immediate downtown area for your shopping pleasure. For more information, give them a call at 326-2977. So that's it for announcements. We're going to take a breather, and we're going to be right back, so stay tuned.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Yeah, that's a great ad. Get out into the nature. You never know what you're going to find. Okay, just got a little note that part of our crew is riding the train. They got an Amtrak. I don't know where. Maybe where they in Buffalo. They start. Yeah. Start in Buffalo, and they're on their way to New York City. So I guess you're watching us streaming live on their phones. So Chris and Randy, Bert, have a lot of fun and say hi to Statue of Liberty. I guess they're going to spend the night down there. If you haven't ridden the train, it's quite a lot of fun. It's quite a different experience. Okay, on to the meat of the show today. There is something going on in Chautauqua County every year for a long time, but they didn't do it last year. So we're happy that they're back this year. If you like excitement and entertainment and good food, we're going to be talking about that right now. I want to welcome back to the show. I don't know, this is like your fourth time here, I guess, isn't it?
Yes.
Tom Atwell, who's the chairman of the Gerry Rodeo, 76th Annual Rodeo. And our friend Paul Cooley, who is the media coordinator, guru, and master of the manor, I guess. I don't know. We'll give you all kinds of titles, Paul. So welcome back to the show,
I've been
guys.
called a lot of things.
I bet you have. Okay, so last year we had you guys on, two of you, I think, because Bruce was here?
2 years ago, yeah, Bruce was here.
Yeah. Well, didn't we talk about the food last year? You guys were here last year, weren't you?
No,
You didn't come
we
last
missed
year?
last year.
Woo! Maybe we just talked about the food last year. I don't know. I got pandemic memory.
Oh yeah, everybody does.
Anyway, so we didn't have a rodeo last year. What did you do? You had
We
food?
had 2 drive-in dinners.
Okay. I remember talking about that, so I don't remember. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so, but we're back.
Yes, we are.
All right, so Tom, tell us what's going to happen this year.
Well, this year we're back, hopefully as big as what we ever were before. We're hoping to make a splash back. We didn't technically cancel, we postponed.
Put it off. So last year you didn't miss the 76, it just was pushed this year?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Play on words. We're happy to be back. It's been a lot of work. We've been trying to get the grounds ready now for the last month because of the taking a year and a half off. There's been a little bit more of a challenge to get things going again.
Mm-hmm. You say work, a lot of work. I like to get people, when they're my guests, to talk about the behind the scenes. So what goes into prepping for a rodeo? I mean, it's not, nobody else is doing this in the county, right? So
Actually, no, not in Chautauqua County.
yeah, okay. So what's involved in the work?
Well, we try to dress our stands up and paint and everything, and then we try to, we have to make sure the bleachers are safe for everybody, get the yard or the property cleaned up and mowed and dressed up so it looks nice and stuff like that.
Okay, so a lot of prepping. Hold on, we got our phone call already. Good morning, caller.
Hey, Dak, how are you?
Good, how are you?
We're shaking around here on the funny train, but we're doing good.
You're on the train right now?
Yeah, we're almost to Syracuse.
Well, how do you like riding the train? This is Randy Bird, folks.
You can't really see anything. It's all trees on both sides.
See trees on both sides. Yeah,
you don't,
the
you don't see a whole lot.
the trains go through areas that we don't even realize they're going through.
Oh, really?
Did you have another train go right up against you yet? That's always
Yeah,
fun.
we had a couple, 3 freights go by there. They're pretty wild.
Okay. Hey, we're talking rodeo here. Are you watching us streaming live?
I think Chris is.
Uh-huh. Cool.
But we're watching you. So you're being watched from a train this week, not a plane.
Okay.
Hey, tell the guys hi, and I hope to get to the rodeo this year.
Okay. All
If
right.
you have any extra tickets, go ahead and leave one with Jake. We'll catch you later.
All right. Be good. Have fun. Bye-bye. All right. That's the first time we ever had anybody call from a train. So very cool. Now, according, it says Tom and Bruce were on the show August 1st last year. You were here last year.
You're getting old.
We were talking food though only.
Yeah, that could be.
Aha! I thought you were here.
I didn't think we were. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
It's been a long year.
So behind the scenes, you're prepping the property, but then you're also lining up people, right?
Yeah.
So tell a little bit about that, because it's not like all these guys live like down the road.
No, actually, we've had a few people under contract for this year. Our announcer's coming back for this 8th year. Our stock contractor's coming back for his 8th year. Our specialty act, we've got Keith Isley coming back. He was here for our 75th, but he's got enough acts in his bag of tricks, as he calls it, that he can change it up anytime he needs to.
Mm-hmm. Now, what does Keith do?
He's the barrel man, but he's also does a lot of the fill-in acts when we're in between events.
So I understand the barrel. He's the guy that jumps in the barrels and calls the bull over to him or whatever?
He is actually the island of safety for the bullfighters.
Okay.
If things start going too wild, they get behind the barrel, and that at least gives them a chance to catch their breath.
And he's in the barrel.
Yep. Just
I hope he gets paid well for that job.
He gets paid fairly decent.
Okay. And so what else will he do? Like
Well, I know he's bringing his trick horse with him again.
Oh, all right.
But he's got, I mean, I've only seen a few of his acts,
Mm-hmm.
but I know he's got a bag of tricks. Paul's did an phone interview with him, and he may have more of an idea of what he's got.
Go ahead, Paul, jump in.
Well, he told me he couldn't really give me an idea what he said. I go from day to day. He said I kind of wing it a little bit. He said I have a whole bunch of tricks, and he said we do something different every night. So you can come every night in a week and see something different from
Excellent.
Keith. I don't know, Tom, you didn't mention this, but he is one of the leading entertainers in the rodeo business. He's been Rodeo Clown of the Year.
So chances are, if
Right.
you watch like Sports Channel where there's rodeo, you probably have seen Keith. I would
National
guess.
Finals Rodeo,
Yeah.
yeah. He has 6 times now. He's been the Clown of the Year. He's
And he dresses
won all
up too
kinds
with
of
makeup
awards.
and
Yeah.
outfits.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy job.
you take his makeup off, and you would know who he is because he kind of stands back in the crowd, and he doesn't want to be out in the center of attention. He just kind of is in the shadows.
Okay, very cool. So you said something about the announcer. So, I mean, I'm an announcer. What's the big deal? What's he do?
He's pretty much the MC for the
Okay.
whole event. Right now, our announcer is actually in Spanish Fork, Utah, working that rodeo.
Wow.
And as soon as he gets done there, he comes home. I think he's home for one day. He's going to the Allegheny Mountain Championship Rodeo in Callettville, and then he's coming to Gerry.
Okay. So, if I remember right, he does this on horseback?
Yeah.
So well, how does he have like a book or something? Or how does he do that?
He's got a lot of cue cards,
Okay.
and everything's color-coded.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he'll spend 3 hours a day researching each contestant
All right.
so that he knows what they've done, where they've
Fills in
been.
their background and
Yep.
wow.
And the animals as well. He knows the animals, looks up their background and how many times they've bucked off and their percentage of buck-offs and that sort of thing.
Are these animals like animals that would work a circuit? So like if he's in Utah, that same bull would be
No.
in Utah. No.
No, well, some of them do, but
Mm-hmm.
depending on the size of the rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
He does know our stock fairly well, but he, like Paul said, he does research it so that he knows how many times each bull's been bucked.
I would never have known that information was even available. I just thought, they bring in a bull and away you go. But these are like certified. I'm assuming.
Well, they're actually bred to do this. They call it a bred to buck program.
Mm-hmm.
They want the best buckers they can get, both horses and bulls, and that's what they breed that for.
So when they is it called a cinch or whatever they put around the animal?
Flank strap.
That thing. I mean, they're not hurting the animal, right?
No.
They're just
It's-
they're
it's-
used to it. They're trained for it.
It's fleece lined. It's like a belt that's too tight.
Mm-hmm.
They're kicking to get it off.
It's like leaving a Chinese buffet.
Yeah. It's a belt that's just they tighten it up a little bit, makes them they kick to get it off, because I've seen it happen at the NFL National Finals, which is the biggest event that the rodeo circuit has, and they will actually the flanks will fall off and the animals will keep bucking.
Wow.
So it's not like it's hurting them. It's just it bothers them.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a nuisance. Paul, before we go deeper into the rodeo, I think the important thing is the rodeo is serving a purpose, right?
Exactly.
So can you tell us about the purpose and why you do what you do?
Well, it's the fundraiser for the Gerry Fire Department, our only fundraiser for the year. And we answer about 300 calls a year right there on Route 60 between that and the nursing home and helping other fire departments. And it really wouldn't be possible if it were not for the rodeo. And for 76 years, that's been the big money raiser for the fire department. And I think we're as well equipped and ready to go and trained as any volunteer fire department.
I was a fire commissioner, and I was sort of like on the money end of things. So kind of share with people just for a minute, what are we talking here as far as a fire department and the needs you have, like a fire truck or equipment? I mean, this doesn't come cheap.
Well, we just got a new ambulance. We couldn't have done it without an anonymous donation, but just to give you an example of what an ambulance costs, I think that was $240,000 for an ambulance. And a fire truck's going
$500,000, almost $500,000.
You know, when I was a commissioner, that was probably about 10 years ago, they were going like 250, 300, so they must have really shot up. Of course, everything's up right now.
Well, it depends on what you're getting.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Depends on what you're going to.
I mean, actually, our ambulance, with what we've got in it, is going to be, when it's all said and done, it's going to be right around $275,000.
So we're talking big money here. We're not.
Yeah.
So this rodeo really helps pay for those things, and of course, you know, you get a certain amount of funding from local taxes, right, and things like that. But that's never enough, and this really does help out. And this is the 76th year.
Yep.
Started in 1945. Cowboy moved in from out west to help build planes there at the Jamestown Airport for the war, and joined the fire department and decided this might be a good idea. He talked them into it. They decided to try it, and in just a few short weeks, they borrowed bleachers from schools, rented some lights, and now here we are 76 years later.
Wow. We have some pictures from that era, right?
We do.
Well, let's pop some of those up, Jeff, if you can cue it up. I guess they're mostly black and whites, and we can speak to those. So whenever you're ready, Jeff. I hear them tapping away. Okay, so what we got here?
That, talking about the ambulance, that's our first ambulance back in
That's an ambulance. It
the
looks
40s.
more like, I don't know, a bread truck.
Well, you can see the flag on the front that says ambulance.
Oh,
so
there
now
it
you
is.
know,
Yeah, I see it now. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is, what year do you think?
Well, probably 45, 46, very early.
Okay. All right. Oh, boy.
We used to have a live band. That was before technology took over. Now they can do it with a computer, and but that was a live band back
So
in the
would
day.
they play like between acts, or they did like a concert, or what? How did that work?
Actually, we play music during the event, even while the person's riding.
Yeah.
And was there? I'm a musician, so I'll ask this question: was there rodeo music? I'm not. I mean, that was scripted just for certain sounds,
No.
or
Just pretty much whatever they want to play.
Okay.
And these were amateurs. You can see with the tuba. That is the funeral director for years, Don Jordan in Sinclairville.
Wow. For
With
those
the
who are
tuba.
for listening, let's just kind of go through the instruments because they can't see it on the air.
Well, from left you have
Clarinet.
a clarinet, and then a trumpet, and two trumpets, three trumpets, a tuba, another clarinet. There are a couple trombones, drums. Yeah,
French horn maybe or something.
yeah, I think so.
Well, I bet that was pretty much fun. You know, I can almost hear them playing right now, probably, especially when they're the cowboy rider or the cowboys are coming riding in and they could be playing their music. That would be pretty exciting, I bet. And even today, you know, these kinds of things are a big deal. It's like, come on out and let's have an evening out. All right, so what do we got here? Looks like a train maybe.
This,
Yep, this is how the stock used to come in, is by train car.
Okay.
And then they'd unload it right about a
quarter mile.
quarter mile or so from the rodeo grounds and run it right down what is now present day Route 60.
What? So they
Everybody-
would bring the bulls and the cows and everybody down the road.
Yep.
Oh, how
Yeah.
fun was that?
Everybody in town would show up to see them unload and help herd them down the street.
All right, so as livestock, I said horses and cattle, so cows and bulls and
Yep.
things. Goats?
No.
No. What else? Anything else? That's
No.
it?
That's it.
Okay. Because I thought you had little kids doing something with goats.
With
or
the
something.
sheep, but that
Oh, sheep.
We had to drop that a
Drop
few
that.
years ago.
All right, so that's no more. All right,
No.
so
it
just
was
that.
insurance problem.
Okay, that happens.
But they will be bringing in, Painted Pony Rodeo will be bringing in about 110 to 120 stock.
Wow. 120. But they don't come by railroad anymore?
No, they come by tractor trailer or big stock trailers.
Woo.
And these bulls and horses have quite a contract.
Mm-hmm.
They're only allowed to be used, they have to have a day off between, they're only allowed to be used twice during the week.
Okay.
The rules of PRCA regulate how much you can use the animals.
Well, it goes right back to being kind to the animal. You know, I mean, we were talking about the belt and things like that, so people realize that these aren't overworked, but they just.
PRCA has a book of about 200
Mm-hmm.
pages, how to treat the animals. And of course, I think our stock contractor, what did he pay for that one bull? $25,000. So you're not going to mistreat him.
Woo!
No, actually they've got one bull they paid almost $45,000 for. So yeah, they spend big money on their stock.
Now you said stock handler, so does he own the animals?
He owns
Yes.
them.
Wow. And he goes around the country or different rodeos, I'm assuming.
Right.
Wow. All right. Jeff put up a picture there. So look, this is fun. For those who are listening on the radio, why don't you guys tell them what the various costs were and things like that?
Well, I think this is one of the first. This is two of our originals. In fact, Big Pete on the right ran the kitchen for years and years, and Carl Westerdahl was one of the charter members. But general admission was adults, and you had to pay tax in those days. $1.20 admission, and children were 50 and 10 cents tax, 60 cents. The reserve seats were 50 cents more.
So Jeff, keep that up there. So let's now put it in today's money. So what's general admission for an adult now?
To get into just the show is $18.
Okay.
And the child is 11.
Okay. Now, when you say a child, how much or what age group are we talking here?
3 to 12.
3 to 12. And I think I saw a senior rate.
Yes, seniors are 15.
Okay, the geezer rate. Okay.
Careful, I'm getting close to that.
Yeah, I know. Reserve seats.
We don't have any
no
reserve
reserves.
seating. It's all general admission.
So it's 18 or 11. And now, is there pre-sales or anything like that?
Yeah, you can do pre-sale is 15 for an adult and 9 for a child. But we also have a show dinner combination ticket, which is 25 for the adult and seniors, and the child combo is 15.
And what do you get for that?
You get the full dinner and admission to the show.
All right, we'll get to the dinner in a little while. I like to keep that till later on because it's so good. Okay, so we got any more old pictures? Nope, there's another one.
That's that is probably one of the first pictures of our food line, and all the ladies waiting for the public to get there to feed.
And they got their little caps on, and it looks like a cafe. Western barbecue. And you're still doing barbecue, right?
Yep.
Okay. Bruce used to give us all the statistics, so do you have the statistics?
Bruce is on vacation, but he's working. He's already got his menu in. 4,500 pounds of beef, over 1,000 pounds of potatoes. He's planning on serving about 3,000 dinners that week.
And this is August 4 through the 7th, right?
Right.
So was it a
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Excellent.
Dinner's at 5 o'clock and show at 8.
Okay. And so a combo, it was $25.
Yes.
So you get, so it's 18 for the admission and 7 for the meal?
Well, yeah. If you,
I mean that's what it comes out to.
That's what it comes out to.
That's
But
pretty,
if
that's a
you're-
good deal.
Yeah, because normally the dinner itself is 15 and the child dinner is 10.
Yeah, that's excellent. All right, so that's, and when you go in that day, you can get the combo meal for 20 or combo ticket for 25.
Actually, the combo, after August 1st, the combo is 27.
Okay.
It's $2 more.
Yeah. So you want to get your pre-sales in there.
Pre-sale to August, but if you take the two, you can actually save, by doing pre-sale
Yeah.
and buying the combo, you can save $8 over.
Well, you know, people say, well, why would I want to do that? It's going to help the crew know how many meals to prepare, right? And if he's have really good sales, you got to buy more meat or whatever. Beef, chicken, a lot of things are up right now. Have the prices gone up?
Yeah, that's part of the reason our prices had to go up is our total food bill when we sat down to do the order was up almost $3,500.
That's pretty amazing. I know chicken is way up high, but I've heard beef was starting to go up.
Beef's
a bit.
going up about 70 cents a pound.
Wow. Okay.
Over 2 years, or over last year when we did the dinner.
Okay. Great. Okay. So, what are the events we're going to see if we go to the rodeo? Let's go there.
Okay, you're going to have bareback bronc riding.
Okay. So, what does that mean?
Means you strap. They put a rigging on the horse that looks like a suitcase handle, and they hold on for 8 seconds.
Or they try to hold on.
Yeah, that's the key.
object, yeah.
Tie down roping, which they just rope the calf and tie them like they would if they had to doctor them out in the field. Steer wrestling, team roping, which
All right,
is
whoa. Steer wrestling. So, I mean, that sounds like you're in one corner, I'm in the other corner. They ring a bell and you go,
no.
no.
There's five minds you have to get together.
All right.
You have the contestant.
Yep.
The gentleman they call a hazer, which keeps the steer running straight and kind of tucked up tight to the contestant.
Hazer. Now, that's the first time you use that word here. Hazer. All right, so this guy's going, wow, get this
Nope.
way.
He just kind of rides and just keeps his horse.
Oh, he's on a horse. He's not
Yep.
walking. All right.
And then the 2 horses and the steer.
All right.
And when they nods his head, they release the steer, and you get going. It's an American quarter horse. They can run up to 30 miles an hour, and you kind of lean off the side and try to wrestle them down.
And you grab him by the horns?
Yep.
Horns, twist him and throw him to the ground. And all 4 feet has to be in the same direction when he gets to the ground.
Sounds easy. What are you, nuts?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is right there.
One-
Thanks, Jeff.
Somebody said you want to practice for this, you get in the back of a pickup at 30 miles an hour and bail off and tackle a mailbox.
You got to be kidding. How much is that? The cow weigh? Was it cow? What do you call it?
Steer.
He's a steer, probably
600 pounds.
between
Holy
400 and 600.
Holy mackerel. I mean, all kidding aside, that's sharp horns. They're sticking out. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you can get hurt.
You can. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys come out of the arena with their shirts ripped
Oh, my gosh.
half off from them.
And they do this for a living, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whew.
It's all technique.
Okay. Well, I suppose if you look at football.
Well, and people I don't think realize this is not a local thing. 2 years ago, last time we had rodeo, we had 230 some cowboys and cowgirls from 32 states.
Holy mackerel. And this year?
We're still getting our numbers in.
Okay. So from all over the country. Now, just a quick question. As far as countries, do they come from other countries like South America or anything?
You can get them. They can. We can get them from Canada, Australia, New Zealand.
Wow. So it just depends on them. They contact you, I'm assuming?
They call what they call the Central Entry Office in Colorado Springs, and that's where they enter because you have to be a PRCA card or permit holder.
So this really is a very regulated sport, it sounds to me. This isn't
Yeah.
just a bunch of people getting together. So.
No, it's tight. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we steer wrestling. What was the next one?
Team roping,
Team roping. All right.
which is where you have 2 guys that come out similar to the calf roping, but one ropes around the horns, the other one catches the back feet, and a lot of times that's how if they can't catch them and tie them, they'll do the team roping style out in the fields to brand or doctor them.
Okay, so right now we have a picture of that, and so it's 2 guys.
Yep.
2.
Yeah.
Now, all kidding aside, is this male and female sport, or
There has been a husband-wife team that team rope together,
okay?
but normally it's the guys.
All right, and again, it's a steer.
Yep.
All right, and they got to get it around the head, and then will they jump off then? Or?
No, they just rope the back 2 legs, and then when they're stretched, the ropes are tight and the horses are facing each other. That's when the time ends, and then they just let them run into the back.
I could go for that one. That looks a little safer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still getting over that steer wrestling. Woof.
Then we go
All right.
to the barrel racing,
Barrel racing.
which is the beauty of the rodeo events. The girls run a cloverleaf pattern against the clock, time down to the 100th of a second, and our rodeo's been decided by like 3/100ths of a second.
Okay, so right now we're in the Olympics, and you say 100th of a second. I can't. It just went by me. It's done. How do you measure that tight? I mean, how does that work?
They have electronic timers.
Okay.
And
So after,
You break the beam going in,
Okay.
and you break the beam coming out.
wow,
Yeah, it's
100th of a second.
interesting.
How close is it usually? I mean, are they really?
Normally you've got a second or 2 between them, but they have been very tight.
So we don't have a picture of that. I was just told. So you have a pattern of barrels, and you all get on a horse and you just ride a pattern.
Yeah, there's a picture someplace, I think.
All right. Well, if we find it, Jeff said he couldn't locate it right away, right then and there. But if we do, we'll find
And
it.
then we go to the bull riding.
Bull riding.
Which is
I kind of like bull riding. I think that's kind of cool.
It's 160-pound man against a 2,000-pound bull.
Now you said 160 pounds. Is that a limit?
No.
Oh,
It's just, that's about the average. Those
Oh.
guys they're kind of small.
There's
There are a few guys that are, 6'4", 6'5", but normally their feet can almost lock underneath the bull if they want.
all right. So right now I'm looking at a bull, and I'm looking at a
cowboy's been thrown off.
cowboy's thrown out. He's got a helmet.
Yep.
Yeah, they're wearing helmets.
That's one of the new things now is a lot of the contestants have gone to the helmet because if a bull throws his head up,
Yeah.
there's been people that broke their cheekbones.
Mm-hmm.
And this bullfighter is there to protect the cowboy, and you can see his name is Phil Hussman. He's been with us 9 years, I think, now.
Mm-hmm.
And just 2 weeks ago, I saw a video of him in a rodeo getting horned by a bull and thrown about 10 feet in the air, did a complete somersault in the air, landed, got up and bowed to the crowd.
I'm assuming he's got some padding on. Some?
Not really.
Not really.
Small, it's not real heavy pads.
No.
He tries to he keeps himself very good in very good physical condition.
Yeah,
Okay.
If you see him without his pads,
Okay.
he's as big as with an AR on.
So the steer looked like its horns had been rounded off or something?
They nip them.
Okay. So it makes it a little bit better. All right.
And then new this year we have cowgirls breakaway roping.
Cowgirls breakaway roping. All right. What does that mean?
Okay, similar to the calf roping, they release the calf out of the chute. The girls rope it, and
Yeah.
on their saddle horn is a piece of string that ties their rope. And when the calf hits the end of it, it pops it free, and that's when the time stops.
Yeah, there's a picture right there. She's roped the calf, and when the rope hits the end, when it hits its end, the string breaks, and that's they don't get off and tie like the men do. They just when the rope breaks loose.
All right. So is it like a quick release rope of some sort?
Well, it's just that string's the only thing that holds it there.
Just
Oh.
tied with a string, and it
Oh.
just snaps.
Okay. And all they got to do is
Let
put
the
the
calf
last-
hit the end of the rope. Yeah.
that's it.
And
I go for that one.
it's fast. You can get it up. I mean, I've been watching some on TV where it's been 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
What? Wow. So you got the horse goes what? Ton, half a ton or whatever, and you
1,600 pounds.
1,600
roughly.
pounds, and you got this little cow, and she's out there.
They're about 300 pounds. Don't let them kid you.
All right. I've been kidded by many a cow. And so they chase that cow, woo, put the thing, a hoop around in the head, and as soon as it tightens up, 3 seconds.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. How many people come to your rodeo in a given night? On a good night?
On a good night, 3,300.
3,300 people are there at the rodeo in Gerry.
And our stands hold 3,400.
Holy moly. Hey folks, I want to point out something to you right now. Don't go to the Gerry Rodeo and say, hey, I really like it here in Gerry. Don't do that. If you're visiting and you're not familiar, it's Gerry. My sister-in-law one day says, I have to go to Gerry, and I go, what? And she was telling me that. I go, don't say that. Don't ever go over there and say that.
We get used to it.
Well, it was named after Elbridge Gerry, who was a signer of the original Declaration of Independence.
Really?
Elbridge Gerry.
Elbert Gallery. I'm going to look him up.
Elbridge.
Oh, Elridge?
Elbridge.
Elbridge. Wow, there's a
Elbridge
name.
Gerry.
What? How was it he signed it?
I don't know. He was.
With a pen.
So he must have been a statesman of some sort. Okay, from this area. Wow. I'm the town historian in Ripley, so I'm really eating up all this stuff. So I never knew that. That's very cool. All right. So okay, what else we got?
And that'll be the end of that's the show.
Okay. Now here's a question maybe we've never asked: can somebody go multiple nights? I mean, is there a discount? Like, can I get 2 for 1? Or like a
No, we used to have a week pass, but no, they didn't sell.
yeah. I mean,
Just because some people figured it was the same show every night, but we have different contestants that come in each night. So your level of contestant ability might change.
All right, so let's go to the steer wrestling, which is now my favorite thing to talk about today. So let's say we start on Wednesday night, and some guy out there wrestles the cow or steer, and I don't know, do you have like a half dozen guys do that, or I mean, how's that work? Just ballpark.
No, I'm trying to think how many we have entered. We're going to have 12 a night, roughly.
12 a night. So let's just say, for the sake of conversation, somebody does it in 30 seconds. I'm making this up as I go. And that's the best for Wednesday night. So the guy that comes in Thursday night, the crew comes in, are they competing with the guys from Wednesday night?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so this is an ongoing competition throughout the week.
Actually, this year we're going to what they call a two-head, where you compete Wednesday
Okay.
and you compete Saturday.
Oh, so they can come back again.
Yes, because it's a two-head, they have to compete twice, but it's an average year 2 times.
Oh, all right. So,
And they're going for $4,000. So they
You say 30 seconds. This most of the time to win it will be like 3.5 seconds.
to do the steer wrestling?
yeah they'll do, actually. You might have a 7 or an 8 second two-head average.
This is the first time we use the term two-head and hazer.
Normally,
I'm writing this down, two-head. Yeah, go ahead.
Normally we try to keep it at one head, but with contestants, people aren't doing it as much as they used to. Guys are getting older. Injuries take longer to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So we went with a two-head, and then they have to compete twice. And a
Okay.
lot of the contestants like it because if you miss once, you can still get into the money pot if you compete the second time and hit a run.
So let me get this right. 3.5 seconds, $4,000.
But that 4,000 is divided amongst, I think it's 6 places. So you might walk out of Gerry with $1,200 in your pocket.
$1,200 for
first.
3.5 seconds.
Yeah.
How much is that an hour?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, they do fairly well.
All right, but still, it's a pretty dangerous thing for what they're doing, but they're trained professionals.
Yeah.
Now, maybe you know this, maybe you don't. I happen to know this, a bit of it, anyways. When I was out in Texas one year, we went to a local rodeo area where they were actually like high school students, I believe, and they were training at the high school level out in the middle of nowhere. So they actually start young, and they go to school for this?
They actually have what they call little britches, which they start out in, I think it's 5th or 6th grade they start.
Okay.
And then you can go to the junior high, then the high school. And a lot of your areas, those states will have a high school rodeo association.
Mm-hmm.
New York does have one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to the intercollegiate, and then you can go to the pro.
Wow. Whew.
Well, they I don't know if you know, Tom, right now the National High School Rodeo is being held in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some kids that are, our contractor has 2 of their kids out there, and the announcer's son is out there doing steer wrestling. 1,500 kids from across the country. They bill as the world's largest rodeo. Can you imagine?
Holy mackerel.
And they run 12 or 13 different events. You can imagine what this would be like, 1,500 kids in 13 events from 5th grade through senior high
It's like
school.
corralling cats.
So,
Everywhere. Get over here.
so these kids have to qualify in their own state level, and for that. But I just can't imagine it would be like that. 1,500 kids running around.
No. And maybe you know this answer, maybe not, but is rodeo growing? Is it shrinking? Is it leveled off? I mean, on a national basis.
I'd
Any
say it's
idea?
probably about that, staying about the same.
About holding. All right, because
Well, there are 70 colleges that offer rodeo competition.
all right, so it's pretty well ingrained in our culture. How about local? I mean, somebody watching right now says, I grew up on a farm. I can do this. Nobody can just walk out there and do this. This is not for just
No.
walk off the streets.
Nope, that's why we sanction through the PRCA, Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association out of Colorado Springs. You have to be either a permit holder or a card holder to enter the rodeo. And but by doing that, it also, when you pay your entry fees, you also buy your own insurance.
Oh,
It gives them an insurance per rodeo.
okay. All right. Woo! So, did we hit most of the pictures?
No, there's some more
All
on
right,
there.
let's see some more pictures. I love these pictures. I was telling Paul before we started the show. All right, so now is this Keith?
That's Keith.
There's Keith Isley and one of his trick horses. He has 4 horses. And when I talked to him on the phone, he thought maybe he had a horse he just trained, and he was on first time a couple of weeks ago, and he thinks he's going to bring him to Gerry.
Very cool.
He'll be hauling them in.
Look how, you know, I don't know what breed that horse is, but that's a pretty big horse next to him right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he's got a tiny pony too.
Oh, wow. I bet the kids love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What else do we have?
Yep. Here we go.
There's your saddle bronc riding.
All right, so this one, this is not with the handle. This is with
The rope, they have a rope that ties onto a halter under the horse's chin, and you ride it in the saddle without a saddle horn, and you just try to sweep your legs back to the back of the saddle, and that's what they score your points on.
Now, on average, I mean, are there many guys or gals that, no, just guys, right?
The women can do it too, but
Right.
our rodeo is with the PRCA, and the guys are the ones that
All
enter.
right, does anyone ever make the 8 seconds?
Yeah, a lot of
Oh
them.
yeah.
Oh, do they?
That's your bareback riding. Probably one of the most taxing events on your body.
It looks, we were talking about backs earlier. I can't even imagine what my back would feel. No rope to the halter. I mean,
Nope.
So they just have that thing that you said, that little
Yeah.
handle, or,
Yep.
and they have to like tie
Just-
their hand around it or something?
You wedge your hand into it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. And they really jump pretty high, those
Yeah.
horses, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Folks that are watching, I hope you're enjoying these pictures. I am. Okay, what we got here?
That's our.
I know that guy.
That's our last award in 2018, I believe, was the contestant's favorite for the circuit.
Okay. And what do they get for that?
We just got the back number in a frame like that. It's kind of an honor to get.
Okay,
The
super.
contestants vote on it themselves.
All right.
And that's the wife of the stock contractor, Shanna Graham.
And she's got for people who are listening. She's on her horse, and she's got a American flag.
Right.
Is she starting the show?
That's the start of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you said music, it's all canned music, like on.
Right.
Okay, so that's the end of the photos, and we got about a minute and a half. So, Paul, let's go to you. How about details for people, the ins and outs?
Well, they must remember rodeo is like pro football. Rain, snow, we don't have to worry about snow. But some of the best nights are when it rains. So bring the umbrellas and the raincoat.
So rain or shine.
Rain or shine, we go on. The only thing that stops it for a little bit might be a lightning, but
That'll do it, yeah.
you know, rain or shine, and you have a good time.
Okay.
If you want more information, go to the Gerry Rodeo website, which is simply www.gerryrodeo.org. There's a history of the rodeo. There are the events. There are pictures. There are phone numbers. If you're interested in pre-sale, it can be done with 716-985-4847, or you can get tickets pre-sale. Tom, where? Exit 12, go ahead.
Exit 12 Quickfill, Country Fair in Gerry and Fredonia, or at the website. Also new this year, if on Wednesday night only, if parents come in with 2 labeled canned goods, we're collecting food for the food banks in the North County and South County, and you can get a $5 voucher for your kids to get in for $5 instead of the 11 at the show.
Okay, so dates and times. One more time, because we're just about out of time.
August 4th through 7th, show start at 8, dinner starts at 5.
Okay. That's a wrap, guys. Thanks for coming in and sharing.
Free parking, too.
Free park. Oh, that's important.
Yeah.
It's a lot of events that you have to pay. Folks, that's a wrap for Chautauqua Sunrise. I am so excited you guys are here again. I'm going to try to make it with my granddaughter. I put it on my calendar. So, folks, we've been listening to Chautauqua Sunrise. My guests today have been Paul Cooley and Tom Atwell from the Gerry Rodeo, the 76th annual, coming up this August. So something to do this summer. So we'll see you again next week, and have a great weekend. Stay dry, and if it's really hot, use the sunscreen. Take care. Bye now.